Alright, hello and welcome back to ETOE's channel. Today I'm going to be talking to you all a little bit about the situation around us as students. Many of you all must be wondering, how difficult is it going to be to get a job? Right? Is it going to be very difficult that I'm going to be struggling to find the right job, or is it all going to be like, yes, I can manage? What is this? A few implications to your job hunt, one, and the second thing is, how is the market conditions right now, right, in terms of the jobs? Many of you all are students, so we are very happy, we are comfortable that yes, okay, I'm going to be studying, nothing's going to be happening, then campus placements will happen, I'll sit for an interview and everything will be fine. That's in an ideal world, right? But unfortunately, there's a lot of competition. Just like how you had to compete to get your seat in this college, the same way you're also going to have to compete to get a job in the good company. Jobs are plentiful, okay? It's not like there are no jobs, but you don't want, if you are an engineer, you don't want to end up, delivering food, right? As a food delivery person, you have a skill set, you have a knowledge, you've learned something. So for that reason, you'll have to think about what is that, skill set and where can you find the best job in your industry, okay? Now, let me talk to you a few things about the job market. But before I get to that, I want to quickly talk to you about why recruiters and what does campus placement mean? Why do we conduct interviews for everybody, right? The first thing is that many students have this misconception that your technical knowledge is the most important to get a job. So people sit and start mugging up, they start by-hearting answers, they keep reading, and they think that if I score, and many parents also have put this in our minds, that if you score 95%, you will definitely get a good job, okay? But as a recruiter, I can tell you that doesn't work that way, all right? Why? Many students, when you talk to them, if you ask them things like, take for example yourself, right? I'll ask you a few questions. If I ask you, what is Pythagoras theorem? Many of you all might say, right angle triangle, hypotenuse square equal to sum of the square of the other two sides. It will come out immediately. A plus b the whole squared, you will say a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. It's on the tip of our tongues. But if I were to ask you a question as to, let's say, what are the different stages of a team? People are all confused. What are the different types of communication? Very confused. Or let's say if I ask you, let's take for example in terms of resume building, what are the important things that should be on your resume and not be on your resume? What are the do's and don'ts for resume building? Or forget just what should go or not go, what is the basic difference between a resume and a CV, a curriculum vitae? What is the difference between these two things? Most students do not know. Okay, for your understanding, a resume is usually about jobs and it's a very short and crisp summary. A curriculum vitae or a CV, on the other hand, talks a lot about academic related stuff. It talks about education and it has very little job experience and it goes into 2-3 pages. It's a very lengthy profile. Okay. Now, many students, what happens? Students don't have job experience quite often, right? So students will come and give me a CV or a curriculum vitae, but on the top they will write resume. It's like, imagine you are giving me a newspaper and on top you have written magazine, right? Two totally different things. You can't give me these two things. The second thing is the biggest mistake of even writing on top that it's a resume or a curriculum vitae. I have eyes, I have brains, I know what you are giving me, right? It's like, imagine you bring me the newspaper, or let's say Times of India, instead of writing on top the Times of India, if they had to write newspaper, it would have been funny, yes or no, right? Why don't they write newspaper on top? Why do they just write the name? It's because everybody knows what that is. So you don't need to write that it's a resume or curriculum vitae. Okay? So small things like this, unfortunately, are a few things that we do not learn in our day-to-day education. But we learn things like a plus b the whole squared, or photosynthesis, or life cycle of a butterfly, or Pythagoras theorem, things that me especially, I've never used any of this after I have finished my schooling or my college. I've never used it, and I don't see a need for me to use it in the day-to-day life. But in terms of like understanding a team, communication, networking, effectiveness with other people, all these things are things that I use every day. And I'm sure everybody uses soft skills every day, right? So that's one aspect. So in the interviews, we look for your soft skills, not your marks. If we wanted only your marks, then companies would have come to your college and told your management, hey, listen, can you give me a list of all the students who got 90% and above? I want them for my company. Does it happen that way? Sadly, no. Okay. Not just that, if you notice, even the rank holder or the first rank holder in your college will also sit for the interview and be asked the same questions. Tell me about yourself. Why should I hire you? Right? Give me a SWOT analysis of yourself. SWOT is strengths, weakness, opportunities and threats. I will ask you, what is your strength and weakness? Why do I need to ask the topper these questions? Is because he might have great technical skills, but if a person does not have soft skills, he is not going to be a great fit for my organization. You can't come with all the technical knowledge and sit down in my office, but not know how to communicate with your colleagues. Right? Then people will not start liking you. They'll say this person is not nice to work with. There's problems within the team. If the team is not performing, the job does not get its due respect or the due performance, and then the entire project collapses. Yeah. So that is the reason why even a rank holder or the topper in the college is interviewed. Okay. Now coming to how is the current job situation? We are currently in the COVID pandemic, right? So yes, COVID has affected a lot of people who were working. Many of them have lost their jobs. Many people have lost their jobs. Many trainers also have lost their jobs. They're coming and saying, we are looking for opportunities. If you have an opportunity as a trainer, there are so many other profiles that we have also of people who have lost jobs in other companies and they're looking here for jobs. Okay, but many of us, and I'm sure even at least 2 to 3 people who have lost their jobs because of the pandemic, or even if they haven't lost jobs, many of them have taken pay cuts and a lot of different problems, right? COVID has put a lot of people in a lot of different problems. But along with that, there's 3 other challenges for you as a student. The first challenge is that if you look at the current market situation or the current global situation, let's say, many students, right, maybe in your college or various other colleges, many students wanted to go abroad for their higher studies. Maybe to countries like US, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, UAE, Singapore, so many places, or Europe, right? They wanted to go there for their higher studies. But today, because of the pandemic, many of them are kind of scared, I'd say apprehensive. They are scared, what if I go there and second wave of the COVID happens and we are again back in a lockdown? Right? Then how will I come back home? I'm stuck in a new place. Visa offices are not functioning. Some colleges are not taking people from outside for the next academic year. So a lot of challenges that way. Okay? And parents also scared to send their children outside because of the whole pandemic. Here in India, things are a lot better than how it is in many other countries. So parents are scared to send their children to other countries to even do their studies. Now all these students who wanted to go abroad but did not go this year, what are they going to do? Will they sit and say, okay, I'll wait for COVID to get over, till then I will sleep, read a book? No, they will also look for a job, right? So they become your additional competition. Along with that, there are many students who would opt for higher education. Yeah, many of your classmates also post the current studies, they'll say, I want to go for my higher studies. I want to do a master's degree or maybe do something further or study in another course, all these things. Now these people, what happens is, because of the whole pandemic, now think about it, right? All students are studying online. But I can assure you that not all students are happy with online education. If you are not happy with online education and if you want to go back in the college, you can leave us a comment down in the comment section. Tell us why you want to be back in the college, what will be interesting for you, why you feel physical education is a lot better. So don't forget to leave those comments down below. Coming back to the topic, when we talk about students who don't want to study online, they are going to say next year also, we are not sure, right? Still vaccines are in talks, we are not very sure about what's happening. And some are saying that maybe next year, 2021, vaccines may come out, but it will take until September for everyone to get vaccinated. All these challenges. So students are going to say, okay, fine, I don't want to study online. So I will wait for 1 year and 2022, I will go for higher studies, right? Even if it's within India. Now, all these people will also look for jobs. So additional competition there. And along with that, you have the other option of companies giving you the policy of working from home. Today, all companies have made people sit at their homes and they work, and they have seen the productivity. People are working very well using internet and just a laptop. People are very happy with the work that they are doing. They are working hard and they are keeping their jobs. They are keeping the companies alive. Everyone's happy. So companies are sitting and thinking, saying, hey, if people are sitting at home and working, why are we spending on electricity, office space, giving them food or whatever it is, right? Instead, they can sit at wherever they want, sit at their homes, give them a few rupees extra so that they get their internet and whatever else, and they can sit comfortably. So you won't believe it. Companies like Google and Facebook have told people that you can work from home until next year, December, which means almost a year from now, they can all sit and work from home. Now the challenge here is that many students, before they used to think, okay, I will go to college, I will go, if I want to work in Facebook, let's say for example, their office is in Hyderabad. If I want to go to Facebook and work, then I have to travel all the way to Hyderabad, or even Google, right? I have to go to Hyderabad and settle down there. Maybe I'm a person who's not very comfortable leaving my family behind. Sometimes girls' parents don't allow them to go travel outside for jobs. So all these kinds of restrictions are there. But because of this whole situation of work from home and the online working, people are saying, yes, now you can sit from anywhere and work. So I can sit in any city and I can apply for a job and start working there. And recruiters now, as recruiters, I can tell you that before we used to look for people, one common question will be, are you willing to relocate? This year we are not asking that question, because at least for 1 year we don't expect you to relocate, and we know even later on, if you're not willing to relocate, you can always work for us online. We will still save money if you work online, right? So all these challenges put into place, it makes it easier for people to enter the job market, but it makes it more difficult for all of us to find jobs in the right space. Keep that in mind. So the current situation has made it a bit difficult for us to find the right jobs. Along with that, we have various other kinds of problems. What could these problems be? Let's take, for example, automation, robotics. People are losing their jobs, right? I'll give you a very simple example. Swiggy and Zomato and some of the top food delivery and Amazon, all the delivery companies are exploring using robots to come and deliver packages. So think about the number of delivery executives who exist in India. And all these people, imagine they lose their jobs to drones that are going and dropping off packages for people, right? They are losing jobs. Similarly, that's not only with the blue collar jobs. Everybody has some kind of a problem that they are facing. Everybody has some kind of a restriction, or everyone has a fear of losing their job to robots or automation. When you study, when you are getting ready for a job, always try and ensure that your skills are not replaceable by another person or by a robot. Remember, robots can always copy your hard skills. But at least in the near future, it doesn't seem possible for them to copy our soft skills. Things will change maybe in the future, but for now, they cannot copy our soft skills. That's an amazing benefit that we have. So ensure that you focus on your soft skills and build on your soft skills. Okay? And like this, there are so many other things that are affecting us day to day. That is why a lot of companies say, if you look online, if you look at Times of India's Business News or Business Insider, many publications have said that students, only 8% are employable. They say that almost close to above 90% of students are not employable because of the fact that they are good with their technical knowledge but not with their soft skills. ETOE is here. ETOE stands for Education to Employment. If you watch the previous video, you will get to know what we are and what we do. At ETOE, we ensure that we train you in your soft skills so that you are not only employable, but so that we give you skills that are not replaceable. That's something you need to focus on. All right, and with that, we will ensure that we handhold you from your college education life and transform you into a working professional. So we ensure that you're not just employed, but you are employed as an effective employee. That's what's important, right? Anybody can get employed, but getting employed as an effective employee is what you should look for. All right. How do we do that? Is with our set of trainings, with our market research, when we understood what companies are looking for, what are the skill sets that they're looking for. Understanding all this, we have put into perspective. These are the topics that students need to be trained on. We conduct your pre-assessments, we give you your training curated to your assessments, then your post-assessments, and then we also ensure that you get different multiple interview opportunities. Like I told you in my previous video, we have more than 470 companies that we have associated with, and we are on track for 1,000. Keeping this in mind, we have a lot of job opportunities. Feel free to get in touch with us. If you want to know more about how ETOE can help you, then you can visit our website. It's www.etoe.in, www.etoe.in. The link is in the description below. So you can review this, you can view our platform, you can view our website, understand what we can do. And if you have any more questions, there's a way that you can reach us through our website. Don't hesitate, don't worry. We are here to help you. All you need to do is just take the help. There's a lot of opportunities for everybody. No matter what the market conditions are, you can definitely be able to find the right job for you. All right. So wishing you all the best. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and thank you. Bye-bye.